I'd like to highlight for you a couple of key resources that are available to you in Skillsoft that can help maximize your time and learning through Skillsoft. The big feature that I'd like to highlight for you is this My Learning Plan. Your My Learning Plan is the place in Skillsoft where you can save and organize any content that you find particularly interesting in Skillsoft. So when you click on your learning plan, you'll see there's an assigned learning and a personal learning folder. Assigned learning is the content that the university has pushed out to all employees. And there are only two things that are really pushed out to everyone, and that's your administrative professional certificate as well as the indispensable team member certificate. Everything else in here are just particular to me. In your personal learning plan, this is where you get to use your own creativity to label, organize any assets that you find interesting in Skillsoft. So you can see I have a number of folders around various topics that I'm interested in. Everyone has a general folder though, and that's kind of your default catch-all bucket where you can put everything in. You can expand things. You can see that it has lots of layers to it, and you can use whatever creativity you have to name things and organize them. So you might be thinking, okay, I know where I'm going to organize them. I know where to put things, but what kind of content might I find in Skillsoft? So you can find content by using the search field. You can browse the library if you just want to poke around and see what you can find. Also through the home page, there's a section down at the bottom called Recommended for You, and this is where Skillsoft provides recommendations for you based on content that you've accessed or maybe saved to your learning plan. There's also a section called Featured Topics, and this is definitely of particular interest to our SLU Care folks. When you click on Select Topic, you'll see that the very first topic here is called Annual SLU Care Safety Training. If you highlight that, and you click View, this opens up a SLU Care safety training section. There's a whole bunch of content in here that we've curated. There's also, as you can see on the left on the Featured Topics folder, a number of resources, including EPIC training, that are available for SLU Care employees. So there's a lot here. And you might say, okay, well, I know that I have to take HIPAA training, for example, every year. And you'll notice that under every asset, there's details, launch, more actions. And every time my cursor goes over that more actions, this little box pops up that says save. So if I click on save, this prompts me to save it to my learning plan. And this box lets me click and write in some notes. So I can write take annually. I can give myself a due date. I can decide if I want to launch or basically reassign the content to myself on a recurring basis. I can also, once I've set that due date, I am then also prompted to set up, if I desire, it's optional, but I can set up reminders. So maybe I want this to be reassigned to me every year, and I want to be reminded weekly, starting for weeks before the due date. And I even want them to send me overdue notices. And these are all emails that are automatically generated through Skillsoft. Now, this is the Save To is linked to those different folders that we saw in your learning plan. So you can send it to your general set, that kind of big catch-all bucket, or you can put it in an existing set or a new set. And let's say we're going to do that. So I click Select. And, I have a bunch of folders here, but they don't quite seem right. So I'm going to make a new set. I'm going to call it Annual Training. And I can add that set. So now I see that it's in my list. I click on it, a little check mark appears, and I click Select. Now it updates here. It says Annual Training, and I click Save. Success. So let's see. Did it save to my learning plan? Click there, go to Personal Learning. Haha! New folder has appeared called Annual Training. I expand that, and there it is. Now let's say that I want to update or change those reminders. Maybe I need more reminders. If I hover again over more actions, different options show up. One of them is Change Info. When I click on that, it brings me to update all of those reminders, how often it's launched or reassigned to me, etc. So I can always change it up if I need more reminders or fewer reminders. Now let's say that you've done your training and it's that time of the year when you need to show other people what you've done. Maybe you need to submit a certificate to prove that you've completed training to someone. This is where your learning transcript comes into play. So if you click on quick links, this shows you your learning transcript. Click on that. And then you can see a list of all the different things that you've accessed, that you've completed, that you're in progress on. If it's a little overwhelming, you can always filter it by clicking on Show Filters. You can filter by the type of asset, etc. As an example, I completed the Challenges of Facilitating class. I passed it. And when you do that, if you click on Actions, I now have an option to view the certificate that says that I completed the course. So here you can print the certificate to then send on to someone else. You can frame it, whatever you'd like to do to celebrate your learning. But these are just a couple of different tools that you have available to you in Skillsoft to help you maximize your time and your learning. So thanks for listening. Happy learning.